Well, hello everyone. Once again, welcome back to our devotion. This devotion is being recorded for February 10th of 2022. If you're watching us in the future, we welcome you and we are thankful that you're here. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoy these devotions. There is a large playlist of different books and topics that we've talked about in our devotions. So today we are in Matthew's Gospel. We're in the second chapter. We have just got done with the wise men showing up and giving gifts and then leaving by another way to avoid King Herod. So we're going to pick up at Matthew 13 to 18 today. So let's just jump right in, shall we? Now, after they had left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you, for Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him." Then Joseph got up to take the child and his mother by night and went to Egypt and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I have called my son." When Herod saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, he was infuriated, and he sent and killed all the children in and around who were 2 years old or under, according to the time that he had learned from the wise men. Then was fulfilled what had been spoken through the prophet Jeremiah. A voice was heard in Ramah, wailing and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be consoled because they were no more. They are no more, excuse me. So we have in Matthew's Gospel, again, I've told you before, it is the most Jewish. And so we've had so far three prophecies fulfilled, I believe it's three. Here we have two, out of Egypt. That comes from Isaiah. That's a prophecy in Isaiah. And then we have Jeremiah, the prophet Jeremiah. A voice has heard in Ramah. And Rachel is weeping for her children. And that's from the exile. They believe that near Ramah, where Rachel was buried, there were some of the Jews that were too old or too young for the trip into exile, were slaughtered there to ease the burden on the Babylonians. And the saying was, or the belief was, that Rachel poked her head out of her tomb and was weeping for the loss of her children. So, but that is what that is talking about there. And of course, they're going into Egypt, and that helps fulfill that community or that prophecy. But why Egypt? Well, in and around Alexandria, it's believed at that time there were around 1 million Jews living there. And so Herod couldn't reach them there. Also, of course, lastly, it fulfills the prophecy. So Matthew is very in tune to dealing with the Jewish prophecies. So we have here those fulfillments. Now, the Massacre of the Innocents, that if you are familiar with the Christmas Carol, Coventry Carol, that is all about this slaughter of the innocents. That's a heck of a thing to seem to have a Christmas Carol about, but that's what Coventry Carol is about, is the death of the innocents. And why the death of the innocents? Well, many say here that this is a retelling, showing, or what do I want to say it, a parallel between, that's parallel's the word I want, there's a parallel between Moses, the story of Moses. Remember, Moses is, the Pharaoh was looking for all the Jewish boys to kill them, to keep down the numbers of the slaves. And so, but Moses slipped by. One boy escaped. And here he sent his soldiers to go and kill the children, the boys, 2 years and under. That's how we know Jesus was somewhere in that neighborhood of age, 2 years, based on what the wise men had told Herod, and that's why Herod did this. But here again, one boy slips by and gets away, and that's a new Moses, a better Moses. So that is what, again, it's that Jewishness. Again, so these stories are paralleling one another through here, and the prophecies are being fulfilled. So that is what I've got for you for verses 13 to 18 in the second chapter of Matthew's Gospel. It's not the happiest gospel or section of the gospel, is it? We don't like that story of the loss of the innocents, but we do know that bad things happen in life. Bad things happen because people in power come up with some crazy ideas. In fact, we may be able to relate to that. I won't get into politics, but we may be able to relate to that now. People do some things and implement some things upon us that are hardships to us, and sadly, sometimes we could even point to deaths. Here, definitely, there's a death. Throughout history, you've definitely had the things with the Holocaust, the killing of the Jews. We can look at abortion in our own day. If you want to look at the deaths, right? That's a government policy that allows deaths to occur, and some parallel this crying, Ruth crying, or Rachel rather crying here. She's still crying for her lost children. So there is that, but we know that amongst it all, God is faithful, and God is sending us help. He has sent us Jesus, and the Holy Spirit is with us. So tomorrow we will pick up with the return from Egypt. Jesus is going to come out of Egypt. That'll fulfill the prophecy. So with that, have a blessed day, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. God bless.